Fake news seems to be a worldwide epidemic. The BBC has been busted for deceptively editing President Trump's speech at the Ellipse on January 6, 2021, for a documentary to make it appear that he was inciting violence. Here's how the Telegraph spotted the edits.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell.
But Trump didn't, in fact, say this at all. The BBC spliced together two clips that took place 54 minutes apart between Capitol and that's a cut. Here's what Trump actually said.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
It's different. It wasn't until nearly an hour later that he then said the second part of the BBC's version.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we fight. We fight like hell.
Two BBC officials have resigned since that report. And today, President Trump threatened to sue the British broadcaster over the edited clip, with a letter demanding an issue of a full and fair retraction of the documentary, an immediate apology for false, defamatory, and misleading statements, and compensation for the harm caused. The letter states that if the BBC doesn't comply with the demands by November 14th, the president will file legal action for no less than $1 billion in damages. So they have until Friday, Chris, to respond. And, I have to say, one of the key words that was missing from this was peaceful. Yeah. I remember him talking about going down to the Capitol and making your, voices peacefully heard. That was something that was edited out. Is this just something, is there TDS at BBC?
Yes. It was the short answer. And I think he said peacefully and patriotically, didn't he?
Yes, I think you're
So
right.
we're going to go down to the Capitol, we're going to protest peacefully and patriotically. And because they learned their journalism perhaps from ABC News or CBS News, from the New York Times, the American news media, they did what we just witnessed there, and good for the Telegraph for laying it out there. But again, I think he said we're going to go to march peacefully and patriotically and let our voices be heard. And then this is information warfare. And this is the kind of information warfare that, again, we used to see in third world countries, and now it's Great Britain is waging war against free speech. They don't have the First Amendment, but they're not treating free speech very well these days. And now their news media behaving like the American news media with Trump derangement syndrome up the yin-yang. And this is what they do. This is what we come to expect from the news media, here, there, and everywhere.
I mean, the BBC was really just caught doing what the media has been doing to Trump for years, right, which is editing the facts to fit the narrative. And anytime there's a distinction between the two, the narrative has always won. Thank goodness Donald Trump is pushing back on it. He's won, as you mentioned, against ABC. These others, 15 million, 16 million here, CBS. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know if he'll get $1 billion. Maybe
that was going to be my question, is he overshooting there? But we'll see. On Monday, BBC's chairman accepted an error of judgment had been made on the documentary, and that the edited speech gave the impression of a direct call for action, and said the BBC would like to apologize for it. So, Terry, is that enough, or do they need to pay up?
Oh, no, they need to pay up for it. I mean, listen, obviously, look, to whom much power is given, much is expected, right? And when you have the broadcast airwaves, but not only that, but you're supposed to have credibility. These are national news outlets that carry an air of nonpartisanship and fact-based reporting. And we see clearly right here that these are just propaganda outlets. It's so unfortunate. But Chris and TW, you were pointing out that, we're obviously a British nation, and we've inherited a lot from them. This must be the first time that the Brits are actually taking one from the Americans and using our propaganda outlets to hurt us.
Corrupting the news media the way that the American news media
They learn from the best.
Well,
it's information warfare.
I know, Jason, you're no fan of the president or, of course, supportive of January 6th, but you have to admit, stringing together those quotes and that span of how you saw how they had to fast forward to the next time he said that. I mean, how deceptive is that? No outlet.
I think they could have done better. I mean, he did say those things, but they could have been edited better. And I would say, we are not a British nation. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? So I would disagree.
New Yorker stand is looking more and more like it. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, he said the words like kill and shoot and Obama, but he didn't say them in order. And you could edit them that way. It's very, very dishonest and deceptive stuff.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.